Hello, hello. It is day 112 of 365 days of my raw suspending disbelief journey. It is August 12th, 2024, and um, today has been, today was okay. Today was a little bit of a wobble kind of a day and just needing to write that balance. And the kids were a little moody, and I was a little moody, and I think we were all a little bit tired. And um, so I got the things that I had to get done for business done. And then I took a little more time to um, get us as a family all to a point of being in a better balance and energetically more stable and things being more calm and all of that, and just um, really allowed that to be the the focus of the day. I also think it had something to do with yesterday the or Saturday, sorry, the day that I spent with just the kids and going to the pool and the festival and all of that kind of stuff. My daughter's friend came home with us that night, stayed overnight, and then the next day which was yesterday, they requested another sleepover. So they had a second one last night. So again, having extra bodies in the house, having everybody sort of staying up later because of sleepovers, because of a lot of activity going on, all of that kind of thing. So we were just all feeling, I think, the extra tiredness. And, um, I love being able to have the flexibility to say, like, yeah, stay for another night, it's okay, and all of that. But at the same time, um, there was a need for a little bit of compensation energetically to balance it out. And that's okay. So, I mean, today was effective, today was okay. There was nothing, nothing horrible, nothing mind-blowingly exciting, nothing. It was just sort of a regular day. Um, and and yet also um, really, every time I have one of these days, I have a little bit of clarity that comes in, and it's that need of, like, we want to have this flexibility, and what could we possibly do? And this is sort of a principle that I apply in business as well as life, is that when I see something that isn't perfect, and now I say that with like a little bit of sarcasm because there's no such thing as perfect in my mind, but when I notice the gaps, I take a look at, like, well, what has worked, what hasn't, and what can I tweak, right? And it's um, in this situation is like, yes, I have set myself up to get to choose my schedule, to get to be flexible, all of that kind of thing. But a little bit of planning could have been applied to the point where um, if I had thought about it ahead of time, right, to get us some extra sleep ahead of time so that we could have um, these sleepovers as well as visitors, my uncle staying here, things like that, without it becoming a thing where we all are exhausted and a little bit grumpier. And um, as much as I sort of love to be able to be flexible and make in the moment decisions like that, I also am really trying to bring in the planning aspect where I have that preventative maintenance instead of always putting out fires, in a sense, right? And so I've done this sort of in every aspect of my life where um, I notice a day like this, I look at it and I see the tweaks that could be made, and now I could see 10 different tweaks that could be made and try to work on them all at once, but that's a little bit of a lot, right? So every time I just take something away from it and I tweak and improve a little bit, and our lives just get better and better, right? Our everyday gets better and better, things get smoother and smoother, the balance is more and more, and Um, that is in our family life, that is in the systems and habits and all of that that I have around my house, and then that also applies in my business. So when I do something in my business, I look at like, well, how did that go? Right? Was there something I could have done better? Was there something that really worked well that I can expand on, that I can do more of next time, and all of that? And that is how to move yourself from um, the little occasional wins to like intentional forward momentum and movement and growth very quickly. And that is a skill that I that I really apply across the board because it changes everything. It really makes everything just better across the board in your life. So if that is something that you are not doing, I highly recommend it. And a practice like this suspending disbelief challenge where you're reflecting back on your day is a perfect way to really anchor that in and to look back at like, what was great about today? Why was it great? How did I bring that into my life, and how can I repeat that? And then what's, kind of sucked about today, and what can I fix about it? And what, instead of like getting into a negative spiral because the day didn't go well, it's just a matter of like, okay, well, what can I do better next time? It really shifts the perspective on everything and gives a different outlook to how we live our lives, I guess. So, um, and it keeps you sort of in that state of glasses half full and positive vibration and all of that without it being a bypassing thing, without it being um, a forced thing of like always feeling good and always everything being perfect. 'Cause that's not it at all. It's just an acknowledgement of what actually happened and it being okay that it happened that way, and what can I do to change it in the future, kind of thing. So it's just a perspective shift that I find really, really empowering, and hopefully you do too. And yeah, that is what I have for you today. So I will talk to you all tomorrow.